we have more support than we ever have.
Good, good. Any questions on the correspondence? Hearing none. Item 5, approval of the bills with the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2021. Item B in your packets. Commissioner Texera.
If I could, before Commissioner Texera, if I could answer those 2 questions for you, I have already relayed that to Commissioner Roberts. The question you had regarding the engineer, that was for work done at Kennedy Drive and Rainbow Terrace. They're working on shoring up the balconies over there. In the Keystone disposal, we're using them for apartment renovations. When we go in and the apartment is left with all its furniture, we're using a new company for to unload all the furniture and belongings into, and it's substantially less expensive.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I did have a chance to review the bill. There was a few questions, and Director Tom Tebow just asked those questions, and I will make a motion to approve the bill for the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2021 as presented.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner David Texera, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts. Motion is to approve the bills for the regular meeting of April 22nd, 2021 as presented. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. A roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Texera,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
yes,
Commissioner Pettiford,
yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous. So did I do a roll call on item 2?
yes.
I did? Okay.
Mhm.
Item 6, acceptance of resignation of Kimberly Boyd, leasing agent. Item C in your packets, Mr. Tebow.
So it is with regret that we get this notice. Mrs. Boyd has been with us for, I think, a total of 30 years. She worked with us in one department and then had a child and left for a couple of years and then came back. She now works in admissions, and she makes sure that Tramita does her job the correct way. She has been not only a very dedicated employee, she truly likes our residents and the people who apply, and she will be sadly missed by me professionally and personally. She took care of my plant while she was here in this building, and she's just a wonderful woman. But I do think she deserves a retirement, hopefully a healthy and long retirement.
Yeah.
Was this a regular retirement, Tom, or COVID-19?
No, she's been working right throughout. She's, I don't know if she's in the office today, but she's out showing apartments and, signing up people. So no, she's going right on.
We need a motion, item 6.
Motion to accept with regret and registration of Kennedy Boyd Leasing Agency effective June 1st, 2021.
second it,
A motion has been made by Commissioner David Texera, seconded by Commissioner Ernest Pettiford. Motion is to accept with regret the resignation of Kimberly Boyd, leasing agent, effective June 1, 2021. Any questions on the motion?
Yeah.
Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Texera,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes,
Commissioner Pettiford,
yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous.
May I say something?
Yes,
I saw Kimberly yesterday and I told her she would be missed. She was the one who interviewed me when I applied for public housing. And I got to know her pretty well, so she will be missed. She really will be. She's a sweetheart.
yes, she was. Thank you.
Yeah.
Item 7, Executive Director's Report, Exhibit D in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
I'd like to just speak a little bit about where we are as far as operations going. We put together a reopening committee. We're open, obviously doing business every day, but we want to open the doors and start receiving the public. And so a committee of employees have been put together. They'll go over the governor's and the CDC's orders, make sure that we have a safe and clean environment to work and receive people. But now with the vaccinations being readily available and moving through this, we're preparing to open. I've spoken to City Hall about it. We want to make sure that we're working along with them, and that we're not opening before them, not opening after them. We'd like the government to be available to the public as soon as possible. We are looking to reopen the community rooms. We had a meeting this morning. Commissioner Roberts, Mr. Sheedy should be calling you to talk about how we can open them and make sure that it's done in a safe manner, but we're looking to get some activities going.
Yeah.
Also with the service coordinators, we're looking to get some activities going, whether they're, yesterday we had something where baskets were given out to women over at Crescent Court, and they had hot dogs, and they were passed out, and it was just a nice affair. It was socially distanced, everybody's safe, but people got together, and we'd like to do more of that throughout the complexes to make sure people are working along. As you know, we have quite a few open positions. We'll be talking to the board about that in the coming months as we reorganize and prepare for the next decade. We'll be talking quite a bit about that. Rent collections, the rent collection department is working twice as hard in collecting, the same amount of money. But it is just, it's very difficult to do. And unfortunately, some people have just stopped paying rent. Not a great deal, but an amount that concerns us, in that if they'll ever be able to come back and, make good on their rent. And as you know, this is not our money. We can't say to the resident that we'll forgive a portion of it. It's the taxpayers' money, and whatever the state or HUD says. So we're working through on that. FEMA, there's no update on that. They owe us a bunch of money, and we're going to get it sometime, hopefully $102,000, right, Mr. Pacius? And
Yeah.
there's lots of work being done. I've listed what Chris Barry's doing. I'm very excited about the window job up at Crosby Gardens. Needed to be done probably 20 years ago, but we didn't have the money 20 years ago. And the windows at Crosby, at the Ann Ward Congregant House, the boiler's just been replaced there. So lots of things are happening, and we're looking forward to a very robust capital spending campaign in the next 5 years. You have what we're doing down in Campello. And we'll be doing some more of that. You have what the president has proposed in infrastructure. Right, his proposition had $40 billion in it for public housing. To give you an idea where that stands, we get the housing industry as a whole gets about $5 billion a year. So that's like 8 years of funding in 1 year. And then there's also the 40 attorney generals wrote to Congress and asked that number be increased from 40 to 70 billion. So that's amazing. 40 attorney generals from the states, that's both Republican and Democrat, said you need to take care of these buildings. If you're going to have them, you need to take care of them. So as I said, I see a lot of people understanding that there is this disparity between the rich and the poor that's just getting wider. And I think we're getting support there. I really do. So I'm excited about that. And as Chris Barry can tell you, the money comes with a ton of strings. It's never easy to spend. It'll come. You have to write the specifications up with your left hand, and you have to send them out the right window. I mean, they really do. Right down to, we've had submittals we've had to do on recycled paper and had to send the packaging from the paper to prove that it was recycled. So you know, it does, there's a lot of people have a bite at that, but we'll be talking about Chris's and maybe building some administrative capacity in his department, because he's going to go from spending about $2 to $3 million a year to hopefully $10 million a year or more.
Wow. Wow.
That's my rose-colored glasses review of where we are. There'll be a lots of downtimes in between there, but I think we're, with the team we have today and the what we're looking to build, that we'll be able to address a lot of the backlog of capital needs that we have.
Any questions on the executive director's report? We need a motion from anybody?
I make a motion to accept the executive director's report for April 22nd, 2021, and put on file.
In a second.
I second it.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner Ernest Pettiford. Motion is to accept the executive director's report for April 22nd, 2021, and put on file. Any questions? Hearing none, a roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Texera. Commissioner Texera. He may have stepped away from his camera. Commissioner Pettiford.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, here we are. I'm sorry, Commissioner Texera, yes. Commissioner Pettiford,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes, the motion carries unanimous. Item 8, approval of the 2021 HUD income limits, Exhibit E in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
If I could ask Ms. Rose to speak on this, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. What you have before you is a HUD income limits for 2021. And these income limits are used to determine initial eligibility. And then we use these income limits going forward at the tenant applicant's recertification. So we're asking the board to review them and to adopt them so that we can use these going forward.
Is there any change from last year, Ramita?
There is.
Do you happen to know what these changes are?
Between each one, it varies from about $1,000 to $2,000 increase. So it's different for each section.
Is that our stimulus money going to work?
Maybe.
Wages are going up. I'm on the board of Mass Hire, and we are seeing reports of the wages going up on a regular basis. So that's good.
We need a motion, item 8, from anybody?
Motion to approve the 2021 HUD income limit as presented.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Carol Roberts, seconded by Commissioner David Texera. Motion is to approve the 2021 HUD income limits as presented. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Texera,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettiford,
Yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous. Item 9, award of contract HVAC repairs and roof replacement, 1090 Main Street, Exhibit F in your packets. Mr. Tebow?
If I could ask Mr. Barry to speak on this, please.
Good afternoon, all. Yes, back in March 10th, capital improvements went out, solicited bids from prime HVAC contractors for the HVAC repairs and upgrades and the roof replacement at Richard Sergi Administration Building. On April 1st, we opened the bids. only receiving one prime contractor in the amount of $455,500. The authority has reviewed the bid and found that all their documents are in order. We also have a budget, our initial budget, construction budget. This came within 5% of our original budget of $434,000. We would recommend a motion to award a contract to Apex Corp. of 56 Charles Street, Abington, Mass. for the Richard J. Sergi Administration Building, HVAC repairs and roof replacement in the amount of $455,000 and 500. 455, 500. Too many fives there.
We need a motion, item 9, from anybody?
A motion to award a contract in the amount of $455,500 to Apex Corporation of Abington, Mass. for the HVAC repairs and roof replacement at the Richard J. Sergi Administration Building, 1090 Main Street, Brockton, Mass.
And a second?
Second,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Janet Trask, seconded by Commissioner David Texera. Motion is to award a contract in the amount of $455,500 to Apex Corporation of Abington, Mass. for the HVAC repairs and roof replacement at the Richard J. Sergi Administration Building, 1090 Main Street, Brockton, Mass. Any questions on the motion?
If I could just make one comment, this is being funded through funds that came through with the CARES Act. This needed to be replaced, but because of the inadequate ventilation there, this money is, again, a separate, so it's not being taken from money that would have went into one of our public housing units.
I just wanted to add, it's not only the only bid, but it's a low bid as well.
Yeah.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Commissioner Texera,
yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettiford,
yes,
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 10, old business. Any old business? Hearing none. Item 11, new business. Any new business? Hearing none. Item 12, we need a motion from somebody.
Make a motion to adjourn.
a second.
Don't leave yet. We need a roll call.
Oh, yeah.
A motion's been made by Commissioner David Texera, seconded by Commissioner Carol Roberts to adjourn the meeting of April 22nd, 2021. A roll call, Mr. Tebow?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes,
Commissioner Texera,
Yes.
Commissioner Trask,
Yes.
Commissioner Pettiford,
yes.
and Mr. Chairman.
Yes. You can leave now, Carol.
Well, that was a quickie. Golly.
Broke a record.
yeah.
I got
that was
2:31.
Thank you very much. Enjoy
Yes.
your weekend. If we don't talk, if you need anything, you know I'm here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
yeah, bye-bye.